I'm not just no regular fighter moving up to 135. I'm a fighter who conquered the title at 26, 130. So I thought that offer was bullshit, but I ain't really say no to it. I wanted to keep going and see uh, what else can I get? What can the WBC demand? And I don't know. It could have been the same thing, or it could have been less or more. So you just never know what it would have been. But he decided to move up.
Why do you feel that it wouldn't have gone through, even if you did say yes? What else could have stopped it?
I don't think that they really wanted to fight me. Like deep down inside, I don't think that they want to get in the ring with a fighter like me right after the performance that they had with Lomachenko. I don't think that their confidence level was super high.
But why wouldn't you then just kind of call their bluff and be like, all right, let's see?
Because I told you I went another direction.
Right,
And
true.
I went to the WBC and just enforced my mandatory, and I tried to do it that way. But at the end of the day, like I said, I can't force nobody to fight me. So
What is the latest with that? Because he pensioned them that he wants to keep his belt and move up for this fight. He told me something they
about
told him
moving
that he
back
has
down,
to. Yeah, something that he has to move back down. So what's the latest with that?
like I said, I don't know that you gotta ask him them questions. I can't tell you what he's doing. I can just tell you what I'm doing. And in my word, we'll fight anybody.
Did the WBC tell you anything? Like, okay, yeah, well, I don't know. Did you get any answers from the WBC as far as what's the latest? Are you going to get a title shot?
The same answers that y'all got is the same answers I got. He's going up and he may come back down, and if he do come down, it's 50-50.
Shakur, do you like being the most avoided guy?
Nah, I don't like it.
Why?
Because once again, I'm a competitive person. I like to fight. I want to fight in the biggest fights. I want to fight against the best and push myself. I don't want to fight mediocre competition. So at the end of the day, I don't like fighting mediocre. Now, what I will say, Edwin is not a mediocre fighter. He's a good fighter.
Big puncher.
Yeah, and he's a good movement. He's a good boxer too.
Are you surprised that everybody moved away from 35 as soon as you entered the division?
I don't know, man. You gotta ask them people that question. Yeah, it's very surprising because I kept hearing how 135 was the toughest division in boxing, and all of the names is at 135. But right now, it's only two names. Well, mainly two names, two big names that's supposed to be the big fight.
Do you think you ever circle back to Lomachenko?
I want to. I don't get why not. I think that would be an amazing fight. I'd beat the shit out of him.
Well, what do you say when people were asking why were you disrespectful with Haney and Martin but not Lomachenko? Do you address that or?
It's two different situations. With Haney, he did some goofy shit. I ain't even about to even like give y'all all the goofy shit. That's a whole long ass story. With Frank spoke on my situation. Frank went in the media. They asked him a question about me and Devin Haney, and Frank went on air and said, "Oh, if I was Shakur, I would take the offer that was presented." And so he spoke on a situation that had nothing to do with him. And then once you did that, I felt like it was disrespect. So now I gotta disrespect you.
Champ, when and where, when and why did your relationship change with Devin Haney?
Man, like I said, I ain't trying to keep even talking about all that shit. I think that a lot of people don't know the insides of it. They don't understand that it's not me. I don't start nothing with nobody. I'm just somebody, okay, once you start with me or once you do something to me, I felt a type of way and came back at that person. But at the end of the day, I ain't about to give y'all the whole rundown. But I never started nothing. I never made it the way that it is now. But now it's where it's at and it's up.
You think you have to rectify that?
Nah, I'm cool. I don't want to rectify nothing. I'm straight.
You and Tank seem to be on a crash course. I think that's the next biggest fight you could possibly make in boxing. Do you agree with that? And also, how close do you think we are to that fight ever happening?
I already told y'all. I answered that question already. I already told y'all that's all up to him. He's the one of the biggest superstars in the sport of boxing. Once they give me that call, I just got to answer the phone call. So you got to ask Tank all them questions. I think that me and him is the best and biggest fight. I think that we have superior skills and real talent. And whether he want to admit it or not, I know that that's the best fight.
There's that one photo of you guys that everyone likes to use when they compare to Usyk.
I ain't cool with nobody.
Hey, Champ.
Except you were cool
What
with
do you think?
Edwin. You guys shared a meme,
Me and Edwin not cool.
but you shared the meme, right?
Yeah, I like the meme because he was basically saying like, uh, fighters is ducking him, fighters is ducking me, so we end up fighting each other. So I understood what he meant, but truthfully, nah, I ain't cool with him.
Hey,
How
Champ,
about, how about when
who do you
Edwin
think
went to
you
your
have to beat?
when Edwin went to your city? Did he make a mistake by doing that?
Like I said before, he was like downtown. Like I don't really give him no props for it, but I mean, he tried to pull a me on me. So once he pull a me on me, I answer the phone call, and now we here.
See, it
check in.
seems as though you said like Tank has to be the one to initiate, to make the fight happen. What do you think that you have to do, and who do you have to be the one to be able to reach out to make it even, where you can reach out to him and have the same power that he has?
I don't know. I gotta keep doing what I'm doing. Maybe in the next year or two, I'll turn myself to the biggest superstar in the sport, and I call shots the same way he calls shots. So just gotta keep working.
Realistically, do you think it could play out like the Crawford scenario where, it's unfortunate the two promoters can't come to a deal and they'll basically try to make you sign over there in order to get the fight? Or do you think it could happen in a different scenario that Crawford Spence happened?
That sound like if. I don't know nothing with the ifs. Once the fight presents itself, I will be ready. Honestly, if the fight was presented right now, I'll be ready. So.
Shakur.
Hey, Champ, we just asked. We know you close to Terence. We just asked Bob about Terence fighting Canelo. He said Canelo wipes the floor with Terence. What's your thoughts on that?
I mean, that's Bob's opinion. Bob is wrong sometimes and he right sometimes. So I
What's your
can't.
opinion?
My opinion, I already told y'all. I think that Bud outboxed the shit out of Canelo.
What do you think of could the Spence rematch, if it happens at 54, is it any different? What do you think?
Nah, it won't be no different. But you got to give Errol Spence his flowers because he's a warrior. He don't duck nobody. He's not nobody that lost and don't want to fight again. You clearly see that he wants to get back in the ring with Bud after that fight. So you got to give him his flowers and his respect. So.
In that first fight, did you usually the older head influences the younger guy's skills? Was it a little bit of the other way around? Because he starting off southpaw and being jab dominant, and you sparred with him a lot in preparation for that fight. Was it a little bit of the old head took something from the younger guy?
Are you saying like Bud took something from me?
Yeah, I know you've taken plenty from him, so it's not like a diss to Bud. You've taken a lot.
No,
from him.
no, for
Yeah,
sure. Bud definitely like took some stuff from me, and I take stuff from Bud. Honestly, I just text Bud like I want to say the other day, and I really was trying to see like who he watched, like who is his favorite fighters. Cause I try to pick my favorite fighter's brain. So I'm like, yo, who your favorite boxer is? And he texts back in like 2 seconds and say you. I'm like, damn, what the fuck?
Can you build your ultimate fighter? Power, speed, ring IQ, and defense?
Power, speed, ring IQ, defense. Power, Mike Tyson. Actually, no. Wilder punching. Speed, Inoue or Floyd. Floyd or Inoue.
Defense?
Pernell Whitaker or me.
And ring IQ. / attitude.
/ attitude.
Yeah, man, categories now.
Attitude, if you add an attitude to it, I say with ring IQ, Sugar Ray Leonard.
I really thought you were gonna say yourself.
Nah, I got attitude
You said
too.
defense.
Yeah,
Right.
I put myself in the defense.
Shakur, do you think you and Tank could fill the stadium here? And would you like to be the first guy to fight in the stadium out here in Vegas?
I think me and Tank, we gonna do big numbers. Like I think when that fight happens, just because of the hype and just because of the world gonna want to see it and the best versus the best, I think that the stadium's gonna be filled. I can't tell you how big the number's gonna be, but I think it's gonna be amazing.
Is it true you told Bud to go in as a southpaw? Like you gave him those tips right before getting the dressing room?
Nah, that's not true. I told him to box. He asked me like how should he come out. I told him just go out there and outbox him. And that was basically I ain't really tell him like go southpaw or none of that. So honestly, even if I didn't say nothing to Bud, Bud was gonna be Bud regardless. Bud Crawford is amazing talent. I'm definitely blessed to be able to learn from him and pick up all the things that I'm able to pick up.
You're fighting at T-Mobile.
In history, some of the greatest defensive fighters, they stand out, like Willie Pep, Curmel Whitaker, Floyd Mayweather, and yourself now.
Yeah.
What goes into that? You know, is it just a mindset? Is it something that you practice? Is it just your reflexes? What goes into being such a great defensive fighter?
I can't speak for them, but I think like with me, I got great instincts, like that I had since like a little kid, and I'm like one of the people I don't like to get hit. So as I grew through the years, I kind of like mastered it and got a lot better at it. But it's boxing, you know, you're gonna get hit sometimes, and it happens. So we'll see.
Shakur, today we got the undisputed fight got announced between Tyson Fury and Usyk. There's no date yet, but they said that they've signed the contract. What's your thoughts on us finally getting that match?
I think that's a great fight. Usyk, I watched his last fight. He looked real good. He's a great fighter. I think the size is just gonna be too much. You gotta realize Tyson Fury is 270, 260. He's too big for a lot of them heavyweights, and he got boxing skills, and he know how to use his size. So I don't know if Usyk's gonna be able to beat him. Usyk is a tremendous talent, but I just don't see it.
Was that a low blow
Was it a low blow? What you mean?
with Dubois and Usyk?
It looked kind of low, but I mean, I don't think it changed nothing. He got up and tried to finish the fight, and he still was getting picked apart. So
Fury stopped Wilder twice. You think he'll stop Usyk?
I don't see him stopping Usyk just because his style, and maybe being a southpaw, it may give Fury a little bit of trouble. So we'll see. But I don't see him stopping him.
If Inoue and his team, they've given indications that they want to eventually get up to fighting Tank. What do you think about that? Is he just too small to do it, or?
Man, tell him come up and fight me then. I think
Go to
that
Japan?
I would definitely no. I ain't gonna set myself up. We'll see if the negotiations happens.
Right.
But yeah, tell him come up and fight me. I love to fight. Anyway, he a hell of a fighter. I think honestly, he probably one of the fighters I've been watching the most lately. So I give him his credit for his skills, his speed, his power, everything is tremendous. But I think he's just a little too small.
Was you surprised the way he beat Cool Boy Steph?
Was I surprised? 50-50 with that. I kind of could have seen that. Like I kind of seen that he was that skillful. But I think maybe with Cool Boy with that weight, he was coming down from a lot of weight. That probably was a bit of a problem.
So, Shakur, we know that you got big fights ahead of you. Do you have an end game in mind? Do you know that you want to be retired at 30, or do you know where you want to be? What your long-term goals are?
Nah, I don't know. I love the sport of boxing. I love everything about boxing right now. So, as of right now, I'm enjoying the moment. I can't tell you when I'm gonna retire. I can't tell you none of that stuff. I love this. I'm married to boxing, so at the end of the day, that's my other wife right there.
Are we building toward a Navarrete fight? Is that what this card is building towards?
You gotta ask Tyrant. They probably answer that question, but once again, I'm willing to fight whoever, whenever, as long as the business is right. I'm ready for it. So if Navarrete is on the undercard, hopefully he could do his thing. I'm gonna do my thing, and it could be a big fight next.
Shakur, Fury's
like that
fighting
style
in Ghana.
matchup?
Which MMA star would you like to fight in a boxing ring?
I don't really watch MMA.
Not Conor or anybody?
Nah, I don't really got once again, I'm a competitive fighter, so I like to be in the ring with like other competition or somebody that's gonna push me, make me better. And I don't think no MMA people gonna make me any type better. So
Shakur, is the most competitive fight for Bud Boots?
I mean, that's y'all opinion probably. I don't know. I don't know at the end of the day, cause Boots haven't really got the opportunity to like prove himself yet. So I think right now with Boots, I think he should fight like a Keith Thurman.
They don't want to fight him.
Yeah. But he'll beat the shit out of Keith Thurman. Like, Boots a bad motherfucker. So it's like, when it come down to it, I just feel like Bud is at the end of his career. He should be focused on like the big fights, the fights that's gonna bring him the most money. As far as like Canelo, Charlo, them like the fighters who fought each other and fought big fights. that created the opportunity or created the accolades to go against Bud.
With what you've achieved in your career, is there now more parity in your relationship with Bud, or is he still like an icon to you and someone you look up to massively, or are you almost on a level playing field with him now in terms of how you are together?
I don't even look at like accomplishments. I don't look at none of that stuff. What I look at when I look at Bud is like when I first came in the game, Bud took me under his wing, and I was in the gym watching, learning, and then I go home with Bud and watch and learn even more how competitive he is, how much he believes in himself. I just learned a lot from Bud coming up, so once again, I appreciate Bud. Bud helped me a lot in my career, so I don't look at accomplishments, I don't look at none of that stuff. I just look at him like a big brother.
How
Shakur,
special
you
was
talked
it being
about
able
being
to
in the prime
celebrate?
of your career.
I need one question at one time.
Shakur,
let
you talked about
Tris finish with what he was asking.
So how special was it for you to be able to share that moment with him after Spence in the locker room when you guys had that embrace, that you were there to see it and to share it with him?
It definitely was a great moment with Bud. A lot of people don't understand that Bud done been in there for me in a lot of my biggest moments. So I saw a lot of critics and a lot of people talking like, oh, he just with Bud because of or whatever they were saying. But at the end of the day, Bud was with me in my biggest moments. That's why you seen it was like real genuine love. Like when he came in the locker room and he saw me, that was genuine. I'm his little brother, and it was like, okay, I see my little brother, and he hugged me. So I appreciate Bud once again. And I definitely enjoyed every bit of his biggest moments of his career.
You talked about maturing and going through some tough times, and then you had your baby. And are you in the prime yet, Shakur, or have you even entered that stage?
I think I might be right there. Like I'm pushing it. Like I think they say your prime is what 27. I want to say so. Next year I should be in my prime, but who knows? We'll see.
What's the finishing touches to your game?
Ain't no finishing touches. I think that you can get better through life. Through life, you're going to get better and better. So I don't put no limits on myself. I think that I can go above and beyond, and I want to be one of the best fighters to ever do it at the end of my career. So that's what I'm shooting for.
How do you feel about this era version of the Four Kings? And the original Four Kings was Hagler, Hearns, Duran, and Leonard. In this era, everybody talked about Devin, T.O., Tank, and Ryan. And I kind of looked at you in the same light as Wilfred Benitez in that era.
Nah.
What do you rank this up?
Wilfred Benitez was a bad motherfucker. I ain't taking nothing away from him. But
I mean, as far as just being the fifth man that don't get included in their popularity. Because he actually beat Duran. Duran is 1-4 against those guys.
Why you can't do that is because he was younger than, I want to say he was younger than Sugar Ray Leonard. He was younger than a lot of them guys. So
he was the youngest champion.
Yeah, I'm not the youngest. You can't just put me like as one of them, nah. And honestly, I don't think that era was Four Kings. I think that's something that y'all created. But the Four Kings fought each other. Everybody fought each other when they was Four Kings. Yeah, and that didn't happen in this era that y'all call Four Kings. So
not yet.
I mean, we got one.
I still disagree with that Four Kings logic.
What do you think about Oscar De La Hoya saying something about Ryan and T.O. in February around Super Bowl weekend? How do you think that matchup plays out?
T.O. by knockout. T.O. too good for Ryan. Ryan is a okay fighter, but he need to get himself together. Once he gets himself together, he may be a little bit better. But right now, T.O. stopping.
You think Derrick James got the change of style, or is just his commitment?
I think these people look for saviors, and they gotta look inside the mirror.
Speaking of knockouts, you got a knockout on your first fight at 135. Is that possibly a new pattern of Shakur?
Yeah, it can be. I'm not sucking down to 130 no more. I'm at a comfortable weight class where I don't have to lose that much weight. So, honestly, we can see a lot more knockouts.
Do you feel heavier power in your punches, just kind of being in the gym, not having to suck down all that?
Yeah, for sure. I feel sharp, strong. Like I said, me not having to cut that weight makes me feel a lot stronger as a fighter. And when I get in front of dudes that's cutting from the 160s and beyond, and they coming all the way down to 135. I know that I got them because they had to do so much more to get that weight off, and had to suck down and do all the extra, and I ain't got to do that. So
Again, you close with Terence Crawford, and Terence Crawford said he wants to be not just the 2-division first male, but he wants to do it in 3-division undisputed world champion. Is it a goal of yours, seeing how motivating that is for Terence Crawford? Is it a goal of yours to become undisputed?
I got different opinions on it. So honestly, with Bud, that's his goals. That's what he want to accomplish. I like accomplishing some of the stuff in the sport of boxing, but at the end of the day, them belts, you paying a fee on the belts. Like, it ain't really that important to me. I like to be in the biggest and best fight. So me fighting somebody like Tank is more important than fighting for undisputed right now, anything like that. Just because of the fact that Tank is the bigger star in a bigger fight, and he's the best fighter as far as the eye test that I see in the weight class. So that would be me going against the best, and I will enjoy that.
We'll do one more question.
When you was watching him in Arrow, did you envision yourself in there? Because from a fan standpoint, we excited just from a fan standpoint, but you doing it from a fighter standpoint, did you envision yourself with Tank or somebody else at that moment as Terence was displaying that beautiful performance?
Nah, I really wasn't even thinking about it. I was just so focused on Bud. I was cheering him on and wishing him the best at the while I was in the arena. But I ain't think about the fight. I know that it's gonna happen, and I can't wait for it to happen.
Shakur, we don't know what's going to happen with Bomac. There's obviously uncertainty there. We're not sure what's going to happen there. How, if at all, is that going to affect Bud going forward for the next few months?
Bomac worked with him his whole career, so I don't think that is going to have too much of an effect on him. He know everything. Bud is Bud at the end of the day. So he got 2 other great trainers that people got to understand that's not there. So, I mean, that's there. So free Bomac, but I think Bud will be okay.
When you first sparred Terence, what's kind of the lessons that you learned about yourself, maybe you learned about him in some of those first sparring sessions?
My first time sparring him, I learned that the pros and the amateurs was 2 different things. Because when I first sparred him, I was amateur. And he had me spar 4-minute rounds. And I kind of got tired quick. I came out, shot my load. And he just showed me the difference between the pros and the amateurs. And I understood that it was levels.
You said you shot your load early, pause, as you would say. But isn't that sometimes the case with amateurs? They get off on the pro early on in that sparring, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Then it flips.
For sure. Like I said, what I learned in that situation was I was an amateur and he was pro. I went and shot my load. And I seen that he know how to like sit down on his punches. I'm just trying to score real quick, land the faster shots. His shots was more so clean and effective shots. So I think with that situation, it kind of brought me to a higher level because at that time, I was going around every gym beat up every single person I got in the ring with until I ran into Bud. So it kind of humbled me and made me more competitive, and I trained even harder for the next time that I seen him to say, okay, I got better, and I kept challenging myself through the years to like be able to compete with him, and it kind of brought my level from right here to here to here to here to here to here.
Does he ever talk to you about finishing fights with the knockout, having killer instinct? Because no one's went the distance with him since 2016. Does he ever talk to you about that? Like,
nah, believe it or not, he actually tell me keep my same fighting style. He tell me don't be getting greedy, don't look for the knockouts, let it come, and everything gonna take care of itself. So he kind of give me the opposite advice.
So Bud's kind of introverted with the media, right? And do you think the media understands Bud as a person, or is he different to behind the scenes to what we see?
I think he's different behind the scenes from what y'all see. And I kind of get it because at the end of the day with y'all spread so many lies and false narratives, and no disrespect to y'all, but it's like certain fighters get fed up. And a fighter like Bud, it just seems like he's fed up and he don't like y'all. So
I know.
None of us? None of us?
not
I'm
personally,
kidding.
like it's
I
not
know.
no real issue.
Media stuff.
But he's not able to give like who he is. Once
All
it-
of us here don't spread anything. It's
Yeah,
all
I can't say or speak on none of y'all. I'm just speaking on from what I see in the situation. I think that y'all don't get the version of Bud that I would get, or his family, or somebody that's close around him would get because of the fact that it's just a lot of bullshit that goes on.
Just tell him
Shakur underestimated his strength. A lot of people have underestimated his strength. You've been in the ring with him. How strong is Bud?
Bud, strong as shit. Like I said, I'm gonna tell y'all this story. I said it before, but I'm gonna say it again. I was in the gym. I want to say I was getting ready for Chris Diaz or something, and he was sparring like a heavyweight fighter. I'm looking, I'm type nervous for him. I'm like, why is he in the ring with this big old dude? And man, I swear he done caught this dude on the shin. Boom, dude, wobbling all around the ring. I'm like, what the fuck? How is this dude this strong? But it's like, honestly, Bud is very strong. A lot of people don't realize how strong he is as a fighter, and his punching power could carry through the weight classes.
What's
So,
your view of the media, Shakur?
my view of the media, I got a different view. I think y'all full of shit too, but I really don't. But I really don't care. Like it don't bother me. Only thing that do bother me is like spreading false lies. I don't like the lies that be getting spreaded by certain media people. I think that's wrong to put them type of lies on the athlete, especially being that I'm the person who go in the ring, fight against everybody, and the type of person I am. I don't care who it is. Like, just put them in front of me, I'm gonna fight. So I hate when somebody try to make a different logic or a different narrative that's not true.
Well, like the clickbait headlines, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's why I don't like. But at the end of the day, once again, I don't got no issue with it. I keep it moving. It's whatever with me. So.
Champ, you get back to a lot of the fighters coming up behind you, right? What do you think about another guy that's on the verge of people believe he'll be a superstar, Curmel Moton, making his debut on tomorrow night?
I think Curmel the truth. I had the opportunity to spar him. What fight was that? Oh, for my last fight actually, against Yoshino, I sparred him. I think he the truth. He got speed. He got good boxing skills. I think he ready. He's a great fighter. I can't wait to see what happens in the future with him.
Who does he remind you of? If you had to say, he reminds me of.
Stylistically, maybe like a Inoue with more punches, because he kind of throw more punches than Inoue, because he's fast, sharp, keep his hands up. So I say like an Inoue with a lot more punches.
Have you seen how strong of a puncher is he?
How strong of a puncher? I mean, he's a kid right now, so you can't tell how strong he is right now. Through the years, he's probably going to be able to punch real good, though.
Speaking of sparring, Shakur, obviously I got to see you spar one time, and I seen you do the same thing as Bud. It was 4-minute round. Is that talk to the level of your conditioning? I don't think a lot of people realize that that's something that you do.
I can't keep telling y'all the secrets, man.
Is
I
that
gotta hold
something
those
that you-
secrets.
Is that something you picked up from Bud from y'all first sparring session? I heard you say about
Yeah. That's something I picked up from Bud. Another fighter that do it too, Boots and them do it down in Philly.
Yeah, I heard that you got to go in that gym at Philly Boxing 101 or whatever.
Yeah,
what did you think about the Philly style compared to New Jersey? Obviously, y'all both East Coast.
I mean, it's just two different styles, but both teaching the same philosophy. Hit, don't get hit. Philly style, they got more so the shell, defense. Where I'm from is just, we ain't got like a specific style, but we'll probably use our legs a little bit more, our feet a little bit more. But honestly, the Philly style is a good style to have too.
Shakur, I saw you with King Jr. What's your thoughts on King Jr., man?
That's my little man. He's definitely a great fighter. He comes in the gym with me, train with me. I got to play spar with him a little bit, and he's gonna be great. Come in the future, he's gonna be able to take over.
There was a time when you were the kid in the gym and people were talking about you. Now you're almost like an elder statesman in some ways. Do you feel like that?
Yeah, for sure. Honestly, you gotta see when all the little kids. I be having a bunch of little kids come to my gym, and I probably end up sparring with them. I go 20 rounds straight with every little kid in the gym, just playing around. But I enjoy them moments. I enjoy giving back to them kids and being somebody that's cause they look at me like I'm somebody else, like somebody big in the world. But at the end of the day, I try to show them that I'm human. So I try to be able to talk to them regular, be in communication with them. King, he could DM me anytime, talk to me anytime. Uh, his father is all love. At the end of the day, I just want to be here for the next generation.
Any
How
advice
good
for
is Keyshawn Davis? How good is Keyshawn?
Keyshawn a bad motherfucker. I can't wait to see what he gonna do in his next fight. I've been enjoying watching Keyshawn over the years too. Keyshawn, they don't understand. Keyshawn somebody that was right here with me every day, like grew up with me. I took like how Bud was taking me under the wing. I took Keyshawn under the wing at a certain period of time, and just watching him grow now, like he kind of backed away and started doing his own thing. But I enjoy watching it.
You seen that kid Jamal Harvey on Team USA?
Yeah, I sparred him before.
I heard some good things. What do you think?
He's an okay fighter.
any advice for Curmel Moton? I mean, you go back to your pro debut. What would you do different? What should he expect?
I think that he probably just gonna have a little bit of. But the thing is with him, he in the gym with pros every single day, so his adjusting to the pros might be quick. Like he might be able to adjust to it real quick. So the only advice I give him is stay focused, keep doing what he's doing, and keep his dad next to him.
Floyd suggested that he could fight Lee Wood for the world title in his debut. What's your view of that suggestion?
It'd be interesting. Let's see how he look in his pro debut, and then after that, let's see what can he do. I think he's a good fighter.
How many times did you spar?
One time.
Just one time?
Yeah.
How many you remember how many rounds? Or no?
I want to say we did six rounds. Yep.
Shakur, Bob Aaron was just telling us that Tyson Fury's upcoming purses are exceeding $100 million. I think you're a future pound-for-pound #1 fighter. Do you think you're a future $100 million?
Bob gonna pay him the $100 million?
The Saudis. The Prince in Saudi.
For the Usyk
Oh,
fight,
Saudi.
for Usyk,
Okay.
Do you think you're a future $100 million boxer? What kind of steps do you think you need to get there if you're kind of avoided by some people?
I would love to fight in Saudi Arabia. I would love it. I think that would be amazing. They should definitely bring somebody with my talents to come down there and put on a big show for them.
Who's the ideal opponent for you out there? Devin or Gervonta?
Anybody. Whoever they want to see, I'm down to pull up and fight them.
Well, you said that you was going to fight. If the Tank fight was to materialize, you said you can't make him any offers. But if he offers you less, are you willing to take less just to make sure that fight gets made?
Offer me less of what?
A split, pay-per-view split, if he calls 60-30. Is it about the business at the end of the day, or is it about the opportunity?
60-40?
Yeah.
Honestly, why would I not take it? Man, I ain't trying to get into the business, but like I said, once again, he's the biggest superstar in the sport. So, give me the call. I'm ready to talk.
Hey, do you look at how Terence Crawford? I'm sorry.
Do you look at Los Santos as a comparable challenge to Frank Martin, a harder challenge?
I think he's a harder challenge than Frank Martin. Once again, I've been watching him, so I kind of see like he got great movement. He got great punching power. I watched his fight with Rayo.
Yeah.
He kind of kept catching him in the exchanges, and he's real good at exchanging with fighters. So we'll see come fight night how he presents himself.
What do you see him as a bigger puncher than Martin?
Do I see him as a bigger puncher? Yeah, I think he's a bigger puncher than Frank Martin. From the outside looking in.
You mentioned how strong Terence Crawford is. We see he always likes to wrestle, and we obviously know he's a striker. Do you think he could translate into the UFC since he could wrestle? He's a world-class wrestler. He's strong and he can strike.
Yeah, I think he'll whoop some of them people ass in the UFC. Yeah, I can see him doing that. But I mean, he probably wouldn't do it. But in my opinion, yeah, I think he'll do that. Yeah, he'll probably catch some knockouts, some real knockouts, bad.
Seeing that your last fight at 130 was against Consecao, I mean, obviously he was a gold medalist. He was picked to be a tough opponent. It didn't seem like he was too tough to you. Who do you pick in the Navarrete and Consecao fight?
I think Navarrete gonna win, but the thing is that y'all gotta understand early is styles make fights. So if Navarrete go stop him quicker than I do, or he beat this dude, or he punched this dude harder than I did, and his face was more messed up, or however you want to do it, style makes fights. So stylistically, I could see him probably stopping Conceição late, but Conceição gonna give him a little trouble early.
Do you have a preference over who you would fight next, Navarrete or Lomachenko?
Lomachenko. I would fight Lomachenko because it's a bigger fight, and he got a big name at 135. So when I smoke him, I think that the world would understand that I really am the truth.
Do you think he beat Haney?
Yeah, I do think he beat Devin.
You think you stop Loma?
I think it's a possibility that I stop him, and if not, I'll be beating the shit out of him.
How long do you anticipate hanging around at 35, and how many more weight classes do you hope to conquer? Yeah.
I could say at 35 for a long time. I don't got no trouble making weight. Once again, I enjoy fighting with 35, so I could be here for a long time.
Lomachenko's team, they said after that sparring session you had with Lomachenko, they see him in you. Do you think that that's the reason why they want to stay away from you?
I don't know. I ain't gonna speak on sparring. I keep sparring in the gym, but like I said, I would love to fight Lomachenko. I don't know why we didn't fight this fight. That should have been the next fight. I heard he got offered the biggest purse of his career and turned it down. So hopefully we can still make something happen. I don't see why not.
Would you invite us?
What I invite him with?
For your fight.
Yeah. Tell him pull up.
Ringside?
Yeah.
Then he could come in the ring afterwards?
He could come. I wouldn't run nowhere. I'd stand right there and we'll talk about it.
Out.
Nah, he can't walk me out.
How do you look at the Henry Prograis fight?
It's a okay fight.
Who do you think's gonna win?
I don't got no pick for it. Regis, I'm real cool with him. So.
I heard that you got to spar Regis before. Is that true?
Yeah, I got some rounds in. I sparred Regis twice.
How did you feel at 140 or like feeling yourself out with a 40-pounder?
I'm cool. I'm cool. Like I said, I ain't gonna speak on sparring. I try to keep sparring in the gym. Regis a hell of a fighter. I could hang with. I spar with 140-pounders all the time, so like that ain't really no big difference.
So moving up wouldn't be a problem to you at all.
Once again, weight don't win fights, skill win fights. That's how I look at it.
T-Mobile, how do you feel about that?
That's big. It's big. Let's do it.
It's actually more seats than MGM, so this time, I mean, with you being on the headline, how does it feel? I mean, you had headlining with Oscar Valdez. This time, it's not as big of an opponent. It's not a unification, but it is still for a belt.
It's me. I'm the show. So at the end of the day, I got to put the asses in the seats, and I'm willing to do everything I can to make it happen.
You got another camp here in Vegas. Is Vegas going to be pretty much like a second home for you when it comes to doing training camps?
Yeah, it's already been a second home. A lot of my fights in my career, I done trained in Vegas. Honestly, the best performances of my career came from training camps in Vegas, so ain't nothing going to change.
You close with Jared Big Baby Anderson. A lot of the comments he made leads people to believe that he's no longer in love with the sport of boxing. What's your thoughts on his outlook and his passion for the sport of boxing today?
Nothing but love for my brother Jared. I ain't really got no comments on anything that he said. Whatever he said, that's what he believed, and he stand on whatever he believes. So I'm standing with him. Whatever he believe and whatever direction he go in, I'm standing with him.
Appreciate your chance.